You ever been in like a sound studio to do anything, Woody? Like a real one?
I don't think
So
so.
I did a Kickstarter one time to make that app that FDS Russia game,
Hmm.
and I had to. Part of the Kickstarter thing was people wanted voicemails from me, and so I had like a list of like 40 voicemails I had to do, and so we went into a professional studio, and I always like it was really fun to do because like I'm reading absurd things in the Russian accent, and there's a sound engineer in the booth, and he had no idea what was coming, so one of them was a ransom letter. It's like it's, you call the guy and he doesn't answer the phone, and it's like I have your friend. Unless you pay the money, we're gonna cut another finger off. Stuff like that. And he's just like, what am I working on here? What is this? But I've been wanting to go in the sound studio again and do a music video. I don't want to spoil it because I might do it, I might not. It's just what's been I've been kicking around for like the last couple weeks. I really want to do a Wings of Redemption themed music video, a song parody, where I'm singing and I could get my buddy Eric, Iraq veteran 8888. He just started a new channel called Guitarsenal, right? It's a mashup of the words guitar and arsenal. And he's been playing the guitar for 20 fucking years, and he's excellent at it. He's amazing at it. And so I just have all these images in my head of him playing the guitar and me singing a Wings of Redemption themed parody song. I really, really want to make it.
Oh God.
What'd you type here?
Wings apparently has a comment on it. Can I read it?
I'll comment on what?
I guess Kyle's mentioned this.
Oh,
Oh no! All right.
Oh, okay.
He didn't actually say this. I believe. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I'll ask you, the listener. Does this sound like something Wings would say? Kyle won't do that shit. Kyle just stays at home all day. Fuck him. Make that video and pay me $5,000 for using my likeness. Wings, probably.
I sounded like I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Is he listening right now? Like is
I was
he
like,
responding live?
I thought he brought it up before. Yeah. Future response. Wings, please say that word for word. Kyle won't do that shit. Kyle stays at home all day. Fuck him. Make that video. Pay me $5,000 for using my likeness. Make that quote true. Wings.
Wings.
any particular reason that you guys have been stirred up about Wings again
Don't
recently?
say you guys. That's not fair.
I try to
really
just buy into the idea that you guys are, the three of you or a community, you, Taylor, and Kyle there, Woody, are all part of this production, right? And probably Chiz.
Just mostly just responding to some of the crazy things that he says. He recently said that he'd come on the show if we paid him $10,000, I think. Well, yeah, $10,000 he was demanding.
Is that what he wanted? 10 grand?
10 grand, $10,000.
I want him on the show, but I don't want him 10 grand on the show.
Oh,
Yeah, Woody, you could have paid that. Cut it out.
The key to accumulating money is not to give it away to people.
Holy shit! I've been doing this for free. I should be
Right?
charging. Like, how many? What is this?
He's like, hold on, I'm about to send my invoice on over.
he's like, what are you paying per pound? What?
Oh, Jesus Christ. But I lost my train of thought. I don't know what.
So all right. So what do you want? It's just apparently Kyle. Kyle, what has got you so stirred up recently then? Because I'm quite curious.
I know what I was gonna say. Can I answer for Kyle?
I guess.
Yeah. No, let me jump in because there's been a lot
not
of.
you at all.
This is
not you at all. But
yeah.
all
So
right.
listen, what will happen is on a scale of 10 or 1 to 10, Wings will do like a 3 something, right? And then Kyle will blast back with like an 8 or a 9. And then Wings will do another like 2 or 3, often a response. And often, like, people in his live streams are just asking him, about what happened, what Kyle said about PKA nonstop. And he resists for a while, but he breaks down. And then he says something, oh, Kyle didn't really help me at the boot camp. All he did was help me in this way and that way and some other way. And then Kyle goes nuts on him. And it's been going back and forth for a while. And it has me a little stuck. I don't know if I used this analogy before, but I've seen it in sports, right? Like, Filthy and I are playing hockey. I give Filthy a little bump. Filthy knocks me to the ice and leaves me feeling silly.
That's because I'm an expert, Woody.
Yes. Well, you're allowed to be bigger and stronger than me. That's not against the rules in sports. You shouldn't be penalized just because when I tried to check you, it didn't go my way. right? You know, that you're allowed to be bigger and stronger, which makes me wonder, like, where Kyle is on my, like, morality scale on this thing, right?
I think what you're saying is that
Wings
I have
says
a fully
thing.
functional brain, and that can't be said for everyone involved in this conversation. And so, what?
You both have fully functional brains, but Kyle's not in a Kyle's not a bad spot like Wings is, right? That's what I'm saying. Kyle's mom isn't off. I don't know where his parents are. Wings' parent. Kyle wasn't raised by a grandmother with fetal alcohol syndrome, right? Like in a trailer, in a room, in the dark, or whatever. So he's in an easier place.
I think this is meaner than the shit I say. This is real. I just joke.
So, you know, if Wings does a little thing to Kyle and then Kyle comes back and hits him way harder, it almost in my head is, ever see like a girl hit some guy in a YouTube video or something, and then the guy comes back and lays her out, right? Was that guy wrong? You know, are we in an equal rights or equal lefts type thing? Or like, you know, if the girl hits you, are you allowed to hit back? Where are we on the morality scale? It's very confusing to me. I'm not sure what's what.
To me, what it seems like is that he is fine with being pitiable and pitiful, and he plays that up a lot. And I'm the opposite of that. Like, despite what adversity I might go through, it's like, I don't want you to feel sorry for me. Like we're on an equal playing field here. Don't like give me don't feel sorry for me. Don't we're on the same level playing field. You don't have to give me anything.
You're choosing to respond anyways. I mean, it's very easy. I mean, especially as a streamer, you have mods. You can tell your mods to do whatever the hell you want in that channel. If you want to, anytime the word PK comes up, you want that banned, that's totally doable. You can ban the entire word just automatically, first of all. And second of all, you can have your mods squash any of that conversation that comes out of it. So it seems a little bit weird to me that, I mean, at some level, it seems like it must be mutual here, that you both are wanting to play around with that, because otherwise, why wouldn't you just stop it? It's really easy to stop.
Yeah, I enjoy it. You know, to me, it's lighthearted banter. My feelings don't get hurt. People say all kinds of awful things about me. I'm thick-skinned, despite what some people might think. You know, they're always, you know, mocking me and giving me shit in one way or another. And I understand that it's coming from a fun place. You know, I have a mean sense of humor, so it's only fitting that when you joke about me, it's a bit mean as well. I like that. That's the kind of humor that I enjoy. And so people always take some low road with it. Like, how are you going to feel when he kills himself? It's like, well,
that scares me. Right now, not that he's going to
kill himself. I guess I don't know.
Go on.
I'm sorry, Woody, I don't mean to interrupt too much, but I don't really know the guy very well, and I don't want to add fuel to a fire that doesn't need to exist. But is he really? I always thought that most of that must be a persona. And most of this be him playing up to this because of the views or the coverage or something from it.
On that. You know, like some people feel like Wings is playing a very clever long con, right? That like I don't want to bring up the people who's who, but there's a whole group of people who feel like Wings is playing up the pitiable thing. He's very much like understanding the meta game that he's playing. I'm not that guy. I think Wings is very real, and that, you know, when he buys bullets and posts pictures of them on Twitter and says, these are the ones I'll use to kill myself, and just waiting to run out of money, I think that's actually where his mind is at the time. He's not playing a game. He's not running a long con. I think that Wings is just a bad day where he still has like motivation away from things going horribly wrong. And that's what I don't think he's conning anyone, but it's people do. So Filthy, there's your answer. There, who knows? Only Wings knows.
But the bottom line with Wings is I don't hate Wings. I don't really dislike him even. I like Wings. I like Wings content. Like, I still go on there and watch his YouTube videos of just Call of Duty and stuff. Not the ones when he's necessarily raging and going crazy. I enjoy them. You know, he's doing fine over there financially, and his channel's doing well. So I think the pity party is part of the meta game. That's how I see it. So when I see him trashing controllers and slinging headsets, it's like, these fucking things are expensive. Like, these are $250 a piece, and like a controller is $60 each. If he was really hard up, like, he'd find something else to throw, right? He'd get a stress ball or something, or whatever.
See, that implies
that's
that
how I look at it.
Like really on top of the meta, which is what you said, right? Like oh, these are expensive. He's making a calculation when he rages and breaks his headset that this is going to be to his financial gain. I don't think so. I think he's raging out of control. I think that he's whatever. Video games take him out of his mind, and he's been doing that for 30 years. Right? He's probably 31 now. Yeah, maybe he's been 25 years then.
He and I are the same age.
I bet he's been raging since he was 6 at video games, and I don't think it's a meta. I don't think it's a long con. I think he's had, it's rough. And by the way, the finance thing, I need to see more numbers. Maybe someone will do the research. But what I see a lot is they take December. Right now, December was a really good month from him. It's popular. There's like Christmas going on, anticipation. Call of Duty's still new. And then they just multiply that by 12 and like estimate his annual income. It's like, no, you can't take a guy's best month and multiply it by 12. We all know that's not how it works.
Yeah, right. I wish every month was as good as December. That'd be amazing.
He's been doing well though. He's got like 20 grand saved up. You can't save. Poor people can't save 20 grand that fast. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. It sounds like you do.
I didn't mean to be like, yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Well,
I'm happy for him saving that money up.
Bariatric
surgery? He's way past that. So I think that I saved Wing's life again by going so hard, against his silly idea to get Mexican bariatric surgery, because I think that my gentle urging convinced him that he was going to die in Mexico or be dumped on the side of the road halfway back to San Diego or something, like septic and bleeding or something like that, left in the back of a hot 18-wheeler by a coyote or something like that. And so he's saving up for American bariatric surgery, which...
That's $45K? Am I on target with that?
No, that's what Taylor's teeth are going to cost.
I thought they were 15. I'm really mixed up.
Yeah, I'm joking. That's actually what Taylor. That's what my buddy Jeremy's full mouth of teeth was going to cost $40 grand or something like that for a full mouth of implants. But no, he's got 18 or 20 grand saved up, and I think I could be off by $5,000, but I think he needs like $8,000 more dollars to get the thing done. I think he found a place that'll do it for $25K.
That's a pretty good overall scheme, though. If you're getting Twitch donations for a surgery, and then you hit that amount, and then you change what surgery you're getting for, and you're moving towards a really big one again, and then who knows? Maybe since last time I could see that. That's clever. It's clever. I don't really want to live in that kind of world, but I can see it. I can see it being a strategy.
Yeah. Are there any surgeries that you need, Filthy, that we should donate for?
I just said I'm not doing that to my viewers. I'm not interested in that type of relationship.
Oh man. No. But yeah, I wish Wing's the best. It's just it's really just replying back to the silly stuff he says, and that this is kind of a comedy, a mean-spirited comedy show. So the only way I'm ever going to respond to something like that is with mean-spirited jokes, which can come off like I'm a monster or like I hate him.
Has he ever got a nice shot back? Like if you're giving him these pokes and what he's saying and normally poking you back at a 2 or 3. We ever got an 8 or a 9 from Wings?
He tries, he says I'm lazy or that I stay in the house all day. But how would he know? He's lazy and he stays in his house all day. He doesn't know what I'm up to in real life. I go places, I go on dates, I go to the movies.
There's no best of back and forth between you guys, like a highlight reel or anything that we could have linked. Because I feel like that would be. I don't really want to get involved in this, but I wouldn't mind a 10-minute video of the best shots of Wings versus Kyle or something. That'd be pretty cool to watch.
I would love to see that. I think I want someone to do this. Maybe they will because I asked for it, but I want the back and forth to be documented, because without that, that gives you the context. And I think I might be looking at it through a twisted lens. You'll see what I'm talking about, where Wings is Kyle, he's lazy, and then Kyle comes back and just goes to the paint.
Well, there's a video here. We could watch what he said today. He had more stuff to say today. He said that I was never going to do the hot sauce for real, that the only reason I drove to his house and took the promotional photos and videos for the hot sauce was because I was guilted into it by fans. And the reality, of course, of that was that I ordered gallons of hot sauce. I ordered 208 bottles to fill that hot sauce with. I got the emails I could show you where I'm price hunting amongst like 7 different hot sauce companies, working on private labels, worked on this thing for weeks and weeks. And of course, I was never going to make a dime off of it because there's such small margins. It was all to make him money and to provide the fans with a fun sort of thing.
What was the thing that made you cancel the hot sauce?
He said that we were pro-fucking people over, I believe. He said that Kyle and Woody are pro-fucking people over business type guys.
Yeah, and then he immediately rescinded it. He's like, I don't really mean that. I guess I just mean something else, which was like a taint, like they're just capitalists or something. I forget what he said. And a lot of people are like, well, you know, he rescinded it. Come on, we all make videos, right? You say it, you record it, you render it, you upload it, maybe do whatever proofreading is called in video form, and then upload it. Like, he is very much responsible for that slip of the tongue.
He was comparing us to like what had happened with the CS:GO Lotto stuff with T Martin Syndicate, and he was sort of throwing us in on that. And saying that we were pro fucking people over, basically. That's why that we were both kind of defending that sort of thing to some extent. There's some parts of that which, if true, we both disagreed with. But that's a story for a day.